Hi everyone, I'm Diana Palm from dianapalm.com, and today I'm going to teach you what to do for you to get clear advice from your guides, angels, and masters. First, I want to say that I'm really excited for you to be on this journey because when you decide to reach out to your guides, angels, and masters, that's a big decision, and it's amazing because it shows that your soul is awakening and that you want more guidance and more connection with the spiritual world around you. So this is a fun and exciting journey. It will grow your soul, and also it'll bring you a lot of comfort because from this day forward, you will never ever feel like there's any burden too heavy or that you have to carry it alone, because your awareness of your spiritual team will actually help you realize every moment of every day that you have backup, you are supported, you are loved, and that there is a special place for you in this universe with a whole team of guides to help and assist you. I've been working with the spirit world my entire life. I've been able to see angels, guides, entities, all kinds of spirits. And I love to teach people how to make their own connection with the spirit world. Many people long to make contact and establish a relationship with their spirit guides. So today I'm going to take you through some basics and teach you some things that I've learned along the way, working with many students over the years, to help you to be able to access the spirit world so that you can get that kind of advice that you're really seeking. Some of the easiest things that I teach my students when they're learning how to get used to energy and connecting with their spirit guides, knowing that they're around, is to practice breathing. Breathing actually creates more flow within your body, and since everything is energy, now your energy is increasing and your energy is moving through your body. When you have a very stagnant energy and you're not having a lot of motion, you're sitting too much, you're not exercising, or you're eating foods that make your circulation sluggish or your energy sluggish, it's harder to actually connect with the spirit world around you because of your own energy and vibration. So breathing actually is one of those things that can help increase that circulation and that flow throughout your body, making it much easier to detect the spiritual energies around you. So when you're breathing, I like to teach people to take very nice deep breaths in, just filling in their whole belly, and then like you're blowing out a birthday candle. Doing a few breaths like that will really help your whole body relax. It will oxygenate your whole entire body and increase your vibration and flow. Listening to very relaxing, soothing music really helps. And there's tons of excellent YouTube videos on meditation music. So you should just choose one that you feel called to, or you can sit in silence. It's not necessary for you to have meditation music, but if you feel more relaxed in that environment, then certainly use it as a tool to help you relax and make contact with your guides. Some people actually like to tune in with spirit when they're sitting in nature, and it's really easy to do that too. So whether you're sitting next to a gentle flowing stream, or the breezes going by, the trees rattling, the birds chirping, when you start to tune in with nature sounds, this is another way to really calm down and get into a meditative state, which helps you to connect with spirit. All of us go through life seeking answers, support, guidance, and sometimes we don't have the best people around us to ask those questions to. This is where your spirit guide team, angels, and masters really step forward to help you. You are already a spiritual being, which is why it's easy for you to be able to develop your ability to connect with other spiritual beings. Just as you would with a living person, you can also connect with your guides, angels, and masters. Their spiritual bodies do have a density to them, so you can often feel them around you if they're touching you, holding you, or guiding you with a little hand on the back. But we mostly connect to our spirit guides through our dreams, through receiving messages and angel numbers. Sometimes you'll also receive channeled messages that seem like your own thoughts, and at other times you'll hear a completely audible voice that is coming from outside of your head. A lot of people don't realize that they have such a large spiritual team to guide them. And I think it's really, really important, because when people do feel alone and when they really do feel like they need advice with something that's going on in their life, your spirit guide team has your back. They really want to help you through it, and they can see a larger picture. They know about your life plan, and they know how far along you are, and they know what things would be in your best interest in terms of making choices, whether it's to go back to school, break up with your boyfriend, get married, have a baby, any of these things, anything actually. There's no limit to what your spirit guides can help advise you on. That's why they're called guides. So we have many different types of guides. People ask me all the time if their own loved ones that have passed can become spirit guides. And the answer is yes. I've often seen this with people that carry the same namesake. So in other words, if you have been named after somebody and that person passes, they will most likely hang around and become your spirit guide until eventually you also pass and you are rejoined in the afterlife. Sometimes our pets that pass, they can even stay around us as spirit guides. They may actually be sending you other animals with the same breed, the same personality. You'll actually hear their name everywhere. You will have much more contact with them. You may be dreaming of them, smelling them. This means that they have actually chosen to be more of a spirit guide to you. When it comes to the angels and masters, we have many of these types of guides. In fact, every human on earth has at least 2 guardian angels with them at all times. Sometimes when we go through really, really challenging, dark times in our life, we get assigned extra angels that come and help us through that. So sometimes when you connect with somebody and they have this beautiful angelic energy, oftentimes you're actually picking up on the huge team of guides that they have surrounding them that are all angelic. Other types of guides that we have are the types that can bring in special characteristics, talents, and abilities. So when you begin a new journey and you're learning something new in your life, most often you're going to get a new guide that steps forward to help you with the learning process. When people are learning mediumship, a mediumship guide will literally step in, help organize the spirit world behind the scenes, and help and assist changing the chemistry of the medium to help them connect with the spirit world better. So they actually work with the spirits on the other side and the medium that's developing. You can also have spirit guides that help you be a better salesperson, a better mother. You could have a spirit guide come in to help you compose music or inspire you with creating something beautiful in the world, such as art or clothing design or building houses. It's absolutely limitless what your guides can help you with. And here is the most important thing to know. Your guides, your angels, and your masters, they literally cannot step in to help you, and they cannot intervene unless you ask them to. It is so important that you know this, because we humans are all free will beings, which means our wonderful, amazing, and powerful spirit guide team is with us, and they're watching us, and they have advice for us, and they want to help us, and they want to guide us and help create synchronicities for us, give us signs and all of that. But if we are not asking them to intervene and we're not asking them to help us, they literally have to stand there with their mouths shut and their hands tied. They're like, come on, ask me. I want to help you. I'm here. I'm assigned to you. This is my role. It is not selfish to ask for their help. You're never asking too much. In fact, it'd be really beneficial to build a relationship with your guides by talking to them every single day. So I'm just going to teach you some very, very simple techniques that you can do in your own home or wherever you find yourself to help you get better in tune with your guides so that you know when they're around, you're aware of their presence in your life, and you're more open to receiving the help and guidance that they have for you. I think when you're getting used to making your connection, it's going to be much easier for you to close your eyes through all these processes because you're able to tune out all the other busy stuff that's going on around you. So it's not that you can't do it with your eyes open, you certainly can. But when you're beginning, closing your eyes really helps you to tune in with the specific energy that you're trying to connect with. So go ahead and close your eyes while you're practicing these things for yourself and tell your spirit guide that you would like to make contact. You may meet one at a time, or you may be surrounded by all of them all at once. It's up to you, but they're all there for you. When you decide to start working with your guides, angels, and masters, there's a lot of different ways that they can introduce themselves to you. When you're seeing a lot of repetitive numbers like 444, 555, or even double number combinations like 2323, those are your angels providing synchronistic messages for you. So in the moments when you're getting angel messages and numbers, close your eyes and think to yourself, what is going on in my life? What have I been wanting and requesting help with? What answers am I seeking? When you know those exact moments that you're getting those numbers and you can align it with what's going on in your life, you're going to find that the universe has actually been trying to send you signals all along. Also, pay attention to colors. If all of a sudden purple starts to really show itself to you over and over, or you feel really drawn to buy something purple, this could also be one of your guides, angels, or masters, because it's a very high vibrational frequency. When we're working with the third eye and the crown chakra, we're getting more into the indigos and purples, and we're naturally going to be drawn more to those colors when we're in the presence of our spirit guide team. Oftentimes when you're receiving communication from the spirit world, it will come in the way of a high-pitched sound in your ear. And we literally joke about that and call it like you're getting a download. But what it is they're trying to speak to you, and it's such a high vibrational frequency that you're not used to listening to it. It's very hard for human ears to hear that sort of frequency. Your dogs may react to it because dogs can hear that frequency, but humans have a hard time. So it's more of just like a very, very high-pitched ringing instead of the actual words or the message that we're trying to receive. But don't worry about it. If you do have that going on, all you have to do is close your eyes, take a couple deep breaths, and just pause for a moment and say, what were you trying to tell me? What was the ringing in my ear? What was the message that you were trying to say? And by slowing down and taking that moment, you'll actually get the idea behind the verbal message. You will get thoughts in your head, and you will have clarity on what the message was supposed to be. Many times when the spirit world is communicating with you, you will actually receive it through your own thoughts. So a lot of people, when they're new to this, they think like, oh, I must be making it up. This is crazy. This is just my imagination. But when you're first getting used to it, it does feel that way before you have built the relationship and learned to trust it, recognize it, and follow the guidance. If you're new to this, just go ahead and allow yourself to receive things, even if you feel like you're making it up, and know that this is your guide. It's also really important to insert here that your guides would never, ever, ever do anything to harm you or any other human, animal, or anything else. Your guides always have the highest and best. It is possible to hear negative content from other types of beings in the universe, but these would not be your guides at any time. So if you ever feel fearful, keep in mind that this is not your guide, and discontinue conversation and communication. And you can simply do this by claiming your space. I also have information down below on how to clear negative energy. Once you figure out the name for your guide, it's really nice to be able to call them by name, because that energy vibration is a connection. It's like a bridge from you to the spirit world, and they can hear you and they can come to you right away and step forward to help you. When you're trying to find out what their name is, if you're concentrating on that or asking about it, you'll typically see very repetitive names. You might hear them, see them, maybe on TV, some of the characters or actors have those names. You may be reading a book and come across the name, or you may intuitively think the name. It can come to you in any manner of ways. You can also write down the alphabet on a large piece of paper and literally go through each letter. Does it start with an A? And tune in with that and feel if that's correct for you. And what's the next letter? And go through the entire alphabet until you're actually getting intuitively guided to what their name is. Now, not all guides have names that we're familiar with. In fact, many ancient guides have names that sound a little bit more like sounds rather than John, Bob, Steve, Dan. So when you're hearing something that you can't quite put into letters, that's okay. And your guides, they don't mind if you can't pronounce their name. They may give you a shortcut. They may say that their name is this with 20 letters and it sounds like a sound rather than a name. They may say, just call me Joe, because they know that the name is not really important, only that you're both knowing who you're connecting to through that name. I've had many, many guides show up to tell me their nickname, making it easier for me to connect with them. Okay, and so there's a kitty. My cat's right now validating this for us because he's over here meowing. If you have been hearing names and having one come back to you over and over, write that down because that is probably one of the names of your spirit team. Animals can play a huge role in providing messages from your spirit guides. So when you're asking for an answer to something, you may see an animal acting really strangely, and you'll be like, wow, that has to be a sign because I have never seen that animal do something like that before. And when it's significant is when you actually have been asking a question, you have been asking for help, and then suddenly something shows up like that from the animal kingdom. And that is a message for you. Those are your guides helping to arrange it through the animal kingdom. In building a relationship with your guides, I think it's really important to always show gratitude. So if you're asking for help and then all of a sudden you're seeing a bunch of number signs and you're hearing things and synchronicities begin to show up, make sure that at those moments you're showing gratitude, and you can just simply say that out loud or you can think it. But showing the gratitude is a way to also say, you know what, thanks for showing up and thanks for making the effort to give me that sign. It helped me. I recognized it. Now we have a rapport going, right? So you say thank you. They're like, okay, she appreciated that. We'll give her more. She understood that sign. Let's give her more like that. You know, so that's how you actually build a relationship with your guides. When you start to really work with your spirit guides, allow them to help you and intervene in your life, you're going to notice that it's going to be much more joyful for you to do mundane things. It actually is really fun and sweet to have our connection with our guides and to know who our special team is. Sometimes in life we're given new guides, and that's okay too, but we're always surrounded by love and support from the spirit world. When you begin to see them, you could actually see them through apparitions. You could see your guides through scrying into a mirror or another person's eyes. You could also dream visit with your spirit guide to see their apparition that way and to see what they physically look like so that you know who you're identifying with. I've actually seen their light bodies walking around in my rooms, or seen wisps of light or orbs of light floating by, especially if there are specific colors and they seem to follow you around a lot. That's most likely one of your guides. There's nothing too small, there's nothing too big. So when you want to work with your spirit guides, call them in whatever way you feel the most comfortable and confident with. Always keep your vibration high, always show gratitude to the spirit world, and also use your best judgment. Your guides love you so much, but sometimes they may have a different perspective on what you should do for a solution. If you have two guides that have two different perspectives, trust that probably both of them would work for you, but it's still going to be up to you because you are a free will being. You have free will, so you have the ultimate choice. Listen to your guides' advice, but still follow your own truth and your own heart. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and click subscribe and the little bell below so that you're notified every time I post a new video. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Have a great day. Sometimes it's .com. Thank you for joining me today.